Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're also live on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel, live on Facebook, the Kempire Radio Network on Facebook. We're live on Periscope, and we're also live on Twitch. Got my tea ready for me because we got lots of stuff to talk about tonight. I did not expect to go live. As you can probably already hear, my voice is going, so I'm going to make sure I let you people call in and share your thoughts on this information that I'm about to spill. So let's just jump right on in. Let me just say hello to everyone in the chat. It's nice to see everyone. Who thought that we'd be going live again tonight, talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta? I definitely didn't. I expected to be recording my podcast this evening. That will be available tomorrow. If you're not subscribed, it's Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. Links are available in the description of this video. Let me drink some more tea before I spill it. Look, corny. It's all right. It's all right. So as I said before, we have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about Claudia Jordan talking about Nene Leakes. We have to talk about Fallyn Guobadia and her divorce drama. We also have to talk about Drew and the taxes that she owes. Oh, is it taxes? No, it's a lien on her home. Oh my goodness. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to get into that. Just give me 1 second. Let me see what everyone's saying. Shout out to the chat room. Shout out to you guys. Matter of fact, let me drop because I want you to call in and share your thoughts on what I'm about to share with you. And you know, I don't like to waste any time. So I'm going to get into some of these stories. Okay. Where should I start first? Let me start with Fallyn. Fallyn, as you know, she wasn't contractually a friend of the show. She was just a part. She was friends with people like Porsha and things like that. So she was on the show, but she wasn't contractually obligated like a LaToya or a Marlo. But people have been talking about her. She's gotten into beefs with LaToya. You may recall LaToya just this past couple of weeks had alluded that Fallyn and her husband had broken up. A lot of you had discovered that Fallyn and her husband unfollowed each other on social media. I always wonder, especially Fallyn's not that famous, for you guys to even pay attention to those details. It's hilarious to me. But you do, and I'm thankful because then you give us the tea. So I've been waiting, looking at prowling, waiting for Fallyn to make the announcement that her and her husband, the king of the kingdom, they had broken up. And, I looked at her Instagram, didn't really see any pictures with him or, Instagram stories. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to wait. Well, she confirmed the news today. And as I said to you before, LaToya forever, stirring the pot always, already was sort of throwing it out there because I'm sure she saw the reports, what other people were saying in regards to them unfollowing each other, to the point where LaToya forever was like, you've been kicked out of the kingdom. Look, I didn't know how long these two were together. I didn't really love their relationship when we were first introduced to them on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because he was sort of like watching Fallyn and Porsha and all the girls jumping around in the pool. And I was just like, okay, sir, you can go. Remember, I said that a while ago. And so I always found him a little strange. But, it is what it is. You also may recall on the show, LaToya said to Fallyn, she looks like a woman that marries someone older and rich. I'm paraphrasing here. But let me read to you what Fallyn said today in confirming that she is divorcing her husband of 2 years. I thought they were together a lot longer than 2 years. Well, they were. This is what she's saying in her Instagram press release. After 2 years of marriage and 5 years of friendship. So when did you guys start dating? Okay, let me focus. So after 2 years of marriage and 5 years of 5 years of friendship, Simon and I have made the difficult decision to go our separate ways. We are deeply thankful for the impact we have made in each other's lives, as well as the bonds formed with each other's children. This mutual decision was not made lightly, and despite our current willingness to be transparent, we only ask our friends and supporters to be respectful of our privacy as our family gets through this very difficult time. I would like to say thank you to all of my supporters who have shown a great deal of love for our family. You all do not go unnoticed. Fallyn Guobadia. I liked Fallyn until now. And here's why. Girl, your supporters. Who were you before the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Do you have supporters? I guess we all have supporters in some way. But who were you, Fallyn, before you came on the show? And I'm not even trying to be shady, but girl, it just seems like, wow. Press release. Look, I've built up an audience. I'm not going to say I'm famous because I'm not. But I've built up an audience. I have a army of supporters. And even if I was going to have a divorce, I would not be sharing that on my Instagram story like a press release. I'm just saying, but that's me. I'm a very private person, despite being up in everyone else's business. Look, at least I own it. Let me bring some people on because I can't. I can't right now. My girl.
Hello.
Danielle. And wait. She's got a new name.
Come on, Miriam. What are we calling you tonight?
Not paid by anyone.
Lies.
Not paid by anyone.
Lies.
Allegedly.
No,
Allegedly.
because listen, I love you both, and you guys don't pay me. I look forward to seeing you.
Not yet. Look, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh, okay. Let's keep
just saying. You never know when the money starts rolling in. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh gosh.
What do you guys think about this whole Fallyn divorce announcement?
Don't ever call me a supporter. I support you. That was funny. Wow.
I don't know what to call you some days, Miriam, because you have different names every day.
No, now it's like this, and call me Miriam. You know, sometimes when I feel like it's pressing, the issue is pressing, then yeah, today there was too much stuff going on. I couldn't pick which name. So there were a lot of names. But then I said, let me change the name of my channel. Now I'm not paid by anyone.
Oh, that's your official.
Yeah, I changed it. I just changed it now. So this is breaking news.
Oh, this is you hear this, Danielle?
I'm listening.
She's breaking her own news.
I'm pulling a Fallyn.
Okay, can we talk about that, Miriam? What are your thoughts on this divorce announcement?
Honestly, I know I don't look sad, but it's sad.
Oh yeah,
it's divorce. Look sad because we're laughing, but
yeah,
it's sad. I was really sad, and too bad for her. She didn't get to experience like being famous like she wanted.
I mean, did you hear that press release?
Well, I did. I was like, wow, like usually maybe someone that has been on the franchise for years, we would expect that because we expect their egos to be inflated, you know. But girl, like you came and left behind the snake on the floor. That's all we remember.
And that's all we really got from Fallyn this year.
Yeah,
we didn't really get much besides that.
I would think it's related. I think her husband didn't like the way he was portrayed as an older man. And it's not that there was not shaking, there were not cracks on the foundation. There were. But to be honest with you, like when they're on the public eye, which she tried, it can deepen the disagreement. Yeah. So if I were him, I would be mad, and I would look at her and at my wife and say, "Why do you want to go to the show? Look what she's talking about me." But she wanted. I think she wanted, and I think
she confirmed that she'd be open to it. I believe she stopped. I think she did an interview with Up and Adam, and she said that.
Yeah, and on Speak on It, she spoke on depth after Up and Adam. She said, "Now I'm ready."
Look,
that's what she said.
Candy doesn't need any more subscribers. Let's promote our boy Adam.
yeah, I know. But
I know what you're saying.
I mean, like this is when she said it again, but in depth. That day, it felt like she was really telling, "Hey, Bravo, I'm ready to sign." It was kind of desperate.
Yeah.
You know, because she knew where to go to get Andy's attention. But I think it backfired her. I feel, you know, she's young. I feel bad for her. I really do.
Danielle? Danielle, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't like to see that today. That I'm not surprised, but I didn't like to see that. I think Fallon's adorable. I think she might have been a good asset to the show if we could have got a little bit more of her. I do agree with you that the husband being there watching them at the pool was kind of creepy. However, I feel like, and I've always said this, and I hate the fact that Candace tweeted this earlier. So I don't know if you guys caught this, the shade, but Candace from Potomac tweeted, "Oh, so we come to reality TV to get a divorce now." So I think that was her throwing shade towards Fallon. But I feel like, to Miriam's point, it was already a crack in the foundation, and she's trying to do Housewives for her own paycheck.
Okay, speaking of Candace.
Wait a minute, we're not gonna speak on Candace right now.
Right? No, Come on now, Miriam.
But I feel like
I'm using this.
I feel like, sadly, her marriage might have just been more of an arrangement, because if you truly love this man the way you say you do, and if this reality or this new found fame is breaking up your marriage, even though it might have already been cracks, I'm walking away from the fame. I'm not going to let my marriage suffer. I'm walking away from the fame. And the fact that she put it out there, like, we didn't need to know about that. It was almost like when the guy, Scott, put out him and Tinsley breaking up. No one asked you that, Scott.
But you know, I can understand that more, because at least their relationship was on full display. It was a storyline.
You know why I don't understand it? Because he didn't want her on the show. So why did you think you need to go to page 6 to talk about you guys' relationship? We hadn't even heard from you all.
He wanted some publicity. He's trying to get the Coupon King situation again.
That's exactly my point. Fallon wanted to, because no one was really checking for it. Like, no one would have cared. It would have been like the talk of the town in Atlanta.
I'm not gonna lie, I was checking for it because there was rumors on the street that, you know, that they had broken up, but that's my job.
Right. So to your point, we would have checked for it once we started hearing, but for her to come out and just like confirm, we didn't need her announcement today. We didn't need her press release.
Especially that press release. I mean, it was just so wow.
Can we call LaToya the real prophet?
You know, that should be your name, not paid by anyone.
That's your name. LaToya is the real prophet.
Nicole Span says that Fallon has her own money. What does Fallon do, though? What's her job?
I don't know.
I thought the husband.
I'm asking that not facetiously. I'm asking honestly.
No. And because I was thinking the same thing. So we break down what we learned on the show. The husband knew like Portia's guy from like the club scene. So he was a club promoter back in the day. And I think he had other businesses, but she mentioned does she have like a tech or app or something? She has something that's kind of creative. I don't know what it is, but I remember some kind of conversation about it.
I mean, look, let me just say this. I'm not going to discredit Fallon and her app. A lot of people got apps that aren't making money.
Hey, I'm not saying she's getting $1 million for it, but she got something. There's something out there.
I think she was okay.
Says she's a model. I mean, she should be. She's beautiful.
She shouldn't be. No, she's not.
She's an Instagram model. I'm not trying to be shady, but come on.
I mean, she's beautiful, but
Instagram models make money.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, I feel like the real prophet here really was LaToya, because we thought it was pure shade.
Miriam. Okay, now you team LaToya. Wait a second.
No, I'm not team LaToya.
Yes, you are. Wait a second. Let me just put this out there. LaToya wasn't prophetizing or predicting this. There were already rumors on the street. She just jumped on the bandwagon because she was having beef with Fallon and just reiterated what all of us have been saying already.
I know, but I'm joking on the prophet. I'm playing on the prophet.
I know you are, but I just want
I'm doing,
because there are people going to listen back to this and be like, "No, LaToya didn't know. LaToya was here." I'm just making sure I clear things up.
Guys, get my humor. LaToya is not a prophet. It's not.
So let's move on, because as I just said, Fallon, I was open to her being on the show, but we didn't get anything from her. Even that little fight that she had with LaToya was not interesting to me. So let's move on.
I have a question for you both.
Yes.
About Fallon. Also, do you think he might have gotten upset and worried about his businesses? When she called LaToya that name, that I don't know which name is, but it's a racist name.
Ching Chong, she said.
Yeah. So maybe that also, like, it was
allegedly
things piling up.
Ching Chong.
Allegedly.
Say again, Danielle?
I thought Toya called her Ching Chong.
Yeah, but the Fallon called her something too.
Oh, Trini.
Girl. Which Toya calls herself that. Is that?
I know, that's why. But that's why editing was weird, because it was like, why did you leave that in, but you left the other part out? Allegedly, we don't know if that's what really happened.
Was it bad? Was it bad for her to say that?
I mean, some people were saying yes, and some people were saying no. I mean, I look, I'm West Indian. I know a lot of Trinidadian people that refer to themselves the same way, but she was yelling it in a derogatory way. So
okay, there's that. Yeah.
You know, it was the intention behind the way she was saying it. But like I said, I'm not even interested in this Fallon story. I said, you know, it's part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, what's going on. So I said, let me bring it to you. Let's get to the real stuff. Our girl Drew. Drew is back in the news.
Oh, snooze fest.
She is back in the news. She apparently was slapped with a $30,000 lien over her. Okay, you know what? These people are so extra with the title. Georgia mansion. Is that a Georgia mansion that she lives in now?
If her house is a Georgia mansion, and so is Black Dolores's house.
Oh. Are you shading my Black Dolores?
I am. I'm sorry. I was going to talk about it when we get to Jersey, but I was a little disappointed when they did the curbside view of her house.
I know. Yeah, I don't love that house that she's in. But remember, remember that's the house that she's been living in before anything. You know what I mean? So.
No, I respect it. It keeps her humble. It's probably paid. I totally respect it. And from looking at it in comparison to everyone else, I bet you she has more money in the bank than anyone else. I totally respect it. Well, because
let's focus.
Being a Jersey resident, that's not the mansion, but it's $1 million house.
Please. Let's focus. Okay. We're talking about Atlanta. I would like to be focused tonight.
To answer your question, no, that is not considered a mansion.
Okay, thank you. All right. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, the reality star and her husband, allegedly, Ralph Pittman, had a lien placed on their new home in Duluth, Georgia. The company Tidal Wave Response claims they performed work on Sidora's home, but never received payment in full. Okay. The couple recently purchased a 6-bedroom, 6.5 bedroom, 9,220 square feet mansion. The pad is located in the same neighborhood as Nene Leakes, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? We'll talk about Nene in a second. In the court documents, Tidal Wave says that they provided services related to water damage mitigation services. The lien says that they are owed a total of $29,306.45. Wow. The lien was filed on April 2nd and has yet to be released. If the lien remains unpaid, Tidal Wave will collect their money once the home is sold to a new owner. And when they say home, I believe they're referring to the old home that we originally, when we found out that he was away in Tampa for 3 days and we didn't know where he was.
So they went and bought a new house and didn't even sell the old house? So
yes.
I
mean, people do that. Look, let's be fair. Some people are forced to do that.
Okay, so that means they're paying 2 mortgages, so I believe the loan. I believe it.
I believe it too. Because they didn't. No, I used to work in mortgage, by the way. I know a thing or two on that. And even like it's not an easy thing when any home has a tax lien, that derails all the process of the mortgage closing. Oh. It's really it's a big red flag for banks. So whoever wants to buy that home better go to a private brokerage.
Well, they're saying according that the lien is not on the old home; it's on the new home.
I still believe it either way.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think it's in the new home because the new home is more expensive than their previous home, and I feel like this is another case of someone investing in something that didn't give them money yet. So she went because she knew she was going on Housewives. She wanted this big mansion. And she was portraying as if like Ralph was doing everything behind her back, but she was in a hurry. She wanted to be in a nice house and portray herself like, oh, I'm a rich bee here too. And I came here, I arrived. That's what she wanted. And it went...
Carrie says this, the contractor is putting a lien on the new home so that they have a financial stake in the home in order to get paid for their services. I find it interesting, $30,000 for, I wonder what happened.
Renovation.
And why did they pay it?
You mean why they do the work, or why didn't they pay it? Because they don't.
Why didn't Ralph and Drew pay it? And do we know how much Drew allegedly got paid for her first season of?
I'm googling it right now.
I mean, I haven't really heard. We heard that allegedly LaToya was paid $1,000.
I don't believe that. I don't believe.
I mean, I kind of do, because we heard rumors that Wendy, as a housewife, because she was so desperate to be on the show, allegedly, is being paid somewhere in the range of $2,000 something for per episode for.
I would say the tryouts, Housewives, they're all in the range of $2,000 per episode. That's what, and I'm being generous. Because they did that with Leah also, but Leah then, when the second season, she goes, "Hey, wait a second, I brought a lot to this franchise, pay up."
She brought nothing. But we'll focus.
I agree with you.
I'm going to bring up Beezy, because I think Beezy has something that he would like to say. Beezy?
Hi.
Beezy? I can't hear you.
Hello?
You sound very far away. All right, Beezy, get your sound together, and then we'll bring you back up. Just because I don't want to ruin the video for those that are listening back to the playback of this. But this article, Radar Online, is so shady. So not only were they talking about Drew and her $30,000 lien on her home, I didn't even know this previous story, but maybe I just, there's so much Nene news that comes out. So they said, as previously reported, Nene recently dropped $100,000 to settle a years-long beef with the Georgia State Department of Revenue. Court documents were filed by the department releasing a state tax lien. Nene Leakes. Yes.
Oh,
she recently paid off this $100,000 tax lien filed against her. In the documents, the state said Nene paid off $95,232.92 in back taxes. The original debt stemmed from a 2014 bill.
I believe it.
I believe it too, but why? But why?
I just felt that it was so shady to add that little bit in there at the end. I was like, damn, you don't need me in the bus.
I believe it.
Why do you believe it?
I believe it too.
So just think about how many celebrities throughout the years we've seen who've made millions of dollars, and we would have thought they would have been on top of their taxes. And here Nene is. She started from the bottom. Now she's here.
You know what?
New tax level. And I just feel like sometimes things can slip through the cracks if you don't pay attention. And if you don't have the person doing your money and handling your books. And I believe that, because what year did they say it came back from, 2014?
2014.
So just think that might have been around the time when she was doing The Apprentice and that show she used to have on Fox 5, which I love that character. Even when she was doing
Glee?
No, not Glee. I love Glee.
New Normal.
The New Normal. So that's all new money for her. And I believe that sometimes stuff can slip through the cracks. And the shady side of me believes that we all know that they do stunts and shows when it comes to money down in Atlanta.
Oh, really? Do we know that?
I know it. I don't know why you don't. That's the word on the street, honey.
Okay, Giselle.
Not
the word
Giselle,
on the street?
So I know you're going to knock me for this, but y'all better start watching Funky Doneva. He comes with the tea and the shade on the finances and how people are getting houses down there, how people are getting their bodies done. He is telling it all sometimes.
How dare you advertise someone else's YouTube channel? I'm joking.
You know I support you, honey. Don't do that.
I'm joking. Hold on. Sorry. So how much do you guys think that she's getting paid for the season then? And I'm talking about Drew, because remember Nene was making over $1 million. Candy's making over $1 million a season.
So I want someone who's watching to Google it, because when I just Googled it, I only found what she's worth, and it says she's worth 1.5 million.
I don't believe that.
I can't find.
What do you believe, Miriam?
That she is worth 1 point whatever.
How much do you think Drew Sidora is worth?
I think barely 600,000.
How much?
Yeah, 600,000, under $1 million. What? She doesn't have a company. She doesn't even have an app.
You know? They actually do have an app.
Yeah, but like, they were trying to advertise it on TV, on the show. She came with a mission. She said, I'm going to portray that I live larger than life, and we're going to promote this thing. This is why I'm telling you from day one, Ralph and Drew were like this, you know, in cahoots and everything. All the pretended storylines, it's all pretended. Both of them are doing that because they just dumped. They pulled like a Salt Lake City one. Everybody dumped their thing from the beginning, like trying to secure the franchise, not knowing that someone else would secure it for them by cha cha. Anyhow, so they did that. They tried. How many storylines did she try? She tried the storyline that her marriage has problems, and he went to Tampa. She tried when she went to the bachelorette party that he moved without her. Which man does that? And then she tried the storyline. She used her child. I really lost respect for her when she did that.
Let me talk about that, because the thing is with the whole child situation, I want to not defend her, but just play devil's advocate, or just the devil. You know, if this is a part of her life, we're always asking these housewives to give us real life stories. That's a part of her life. That's part of her story. Why not share that? I can't believe I'm defending Drew.
He is a minor, and he is going to resent her. If Melissa's daughter was upset with her because of the bird and the bees conversation, what do you think is going to happen to the kid? Like, she can't put him on blast on national TV like that, and he didn't want to have none of it. At some point, as a mother, you have to have your child's interest first. That's the priority.
Look, I agree. As I said to you before, I was playing devil. I just want to point out some of these comments in regards to what they think the housewives are making. Some of you guys are way off. But Saint Jay says this: Drew's making between 32 and 50 in his opinion. That sounds fair to me. Yeah, I see a lot of people thinking that Kandi makes over 2 million a season. No, she makes somewhere over $1 million. I don't believe anywhere near 2 million. Not yet.
Kempire, watch this. So I did Google Kenya, and it says she only gets 800,000 a season.
Exactly. I've heard that before as well. So that's why I'm telling you, Kandi's definitely the highest paid, but she's making definitely less than 2 million a season. She's not making 2 million a season.
She's promoting her stuff.
Back on one thing Miriam just said. Miriam said, "What man moves when the wife is away?" Karen Huger's husband did it when they were away. He was in the middle of the night moving. Let Karen tell you.
Y'all just don't want to leave Potomac alone.
Well, but they had to. Weren't they having problems with taxes as well? Like, they had to.
Allegedly.
I love
they moved away. They moved in the night, in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night while she was away.
I love Black Bill Gates.
You know,
Black Bill Gates.
I love him too. All right, let's look. So Drew Sidora. So apparently, I guess when she sells this house, this whole tax situation will be taken care of, right? No?
I'm sure something else will come up.
Oh, yeah. Goodness.
You know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's a smoke, there's fire. And she didn't, she as much as she wanted to portray herself as a prude, she's far from it. And even financially, I feel like this whole thing was all for show, and so many housewives do that, and they got in trouble, and they got caught right away at the beginning. You know?
The sad part is no one pays attention to the originals. If you guys remember Atlanta when it first started, Kim Zolciak was in a townhouse.
Yeah.
Nene was in a completely different house, and she was driving a Nissan Rogue.
Why do you remember that?
I don't know.
I remember.
Because she was renting the Range Rover and she drove a Nissan Rogue, but it was like, yeah, I just remember.
Because her car was towed? Allegedly.
My point is they waited some time. Because even remember Sheree's thing came out that she was renting one of the producers' houses. So I just feel like you just got to wait your time. Drew, this was your very first season. We haven't seen you get a check since TLC. This was not the time for you to jump out there and buy a house. That was immature.
I mean, you bring up some good points.
It was very irresponsible. It was very
irresponsible. I think she dug her own grave. Everything. We liked her. I was okay with her at the beginning.
Let's move on because I feel like she's loving the fact that we're spending so much time on her, and I don't want to do that. Let's move on to the actual story that I originally started preparing for tonight, and then all this other stuff started coming in. So if you're just joining us, be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Let's talk about Claudia Jordan speaking on Nene Leakes and the future of Nene Leakes, and is Nene Leakes irrelevant? Well, she did an interview with our friends over at the Dominic Natty show. And Dominic, I have to say, is the one who asked Claudia while she was doing an interview in her car with her boyfriend. I'm just setting up the scenario for you. He asked her, do you think that, Nene is irrelevant without the Real Housewives of Atlanta? And she confirmed it. This is also what she said in the conversation that she had with Dominic. You didn't create the show, but you weren't. Wait, you didn't create the show, but you were really a big part of the show becoming successful. To go from nothing to something, then to something great, and to have burnt so many bridges where no one's rushing to the rescue. It's sad. I hate when I see people sabotage their own career with their attitudes of their behavior. On your way up, if you want to act a certain way, people are going to remember on your way down. She shot herself in her own foot by doing that.
I agree.
She also revealed in regards to their experience, which, during the last couple of seasons that Nene was on, we saw her walk off the set, for quote unquote, multiple times. But apparently, even when Claudia was on the show, she was doing that sort of behavior. She says that when we did the show, she could walk out of scenes all the time. And I'm like, how the F is she still getting a check? I can't walk off my job and expect to still get a check at the end of the week. I will stand by this. I always thought, because if you remember that season with Claudia Jordan and Nene, they knew each other before the show, casually, not besties or anything like that. But on the show, they became like bitter enemies. But I loved it because she was one of the rare people that could really, stand up against Nene.
Yes.
And we saw that in the Puerto Rico trip when they were going head to head. I rewatched that actually this week. And I loved it. And I never understood why the producers didn't bring Claudia back.
Because of Nene.
Can I finish?
Sorry.
I'm agreeing with you, but let me finish the thought.
Yeah.
But we're learning, especially after the Portia asking them to remove that scene. The Housewives do have some pull with the editors and production and things like that. But we also don't know how the audience was faring towards Claudia either, because Bravo does take that into account as well. I thought Claudia was a solid housewife. She's more solid than Drew was in her first season. Yeah, even from her fashion to the way that she held herself.
Not fashion.
No. Look, what I'm saying, her fashion wasn't as bad as Drew's.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. I don't agree. We're gonna have to just agree to disagree.
I'm okay with that.
But what do you guys think about what Claudia Jordan had to say in regards to Nene and the bridges that she's burned?
I agree with it.
Me too.
I agree. I would rather her not speak on it, because I feel like all she's doing is making Nene relevant, which is what Nene wants. And I kind of just want Claudia to shut up sometimes. She's been coming out the mouth sideways a lot lately. And that bothered me. But I totally agree with it though. Nene has burned bridges. Once she made it to Hollywood, she was supposed to leave Housewives alone and not look back. She was supposed to go out there, do the damn thing, and be the best whoever did it.
Yeah.
And she messed it up. I don't know what she did wrong, but I just feel like she totally messed it up.
She did. She was.
Frankie J says that Candy and Claudia confirmed that Bravo asked her to come back, but only in a friend capacity. But even that doesn't make sense to me. She brought it, but maybe she didn't have the family life situation that they like to see.
That was the best read ever when she on that dinner when Nene was wearing that ramen noodle wig, the
Yes,
yellow
yes.
one. That was the best read ever. And it wasn't like she was calling her out of her name. She was being called out of her name by Nene, but she was saying, "Oh, you graduated from school." It was amazing. And I was shocked when they didn't ask Claudia back, but it's obvious because Nene said, if she's back, I'm not back. And Nene was the favorite. She was the favorite of them. And I agree with her. And this is not shade on Nene. She really she out of nothing, she built so much. And it takes a lot to destroy all that. And she did not only destroy that, she burned Andy Bridge. Do you guys know Andy Bridge? She burned that. Like by calling him the R word. Like I wouldn't. Don't hit the hand that feeds you. That's my point. Get what you need. Get your paper and work. But like, don't just throw accusations because at the end, you're the one who's gonna lose.
Lover of Life says, why is Claudia worried about Nene? In all fairness, this question was posed to Claudia. So that's the only reason why Claudia was even talking about it.
I always thought that Claudia was one of those filler cast members anyway for that season until they found someone else. Just like Belle Biv DeVoe's wife. I thought she was like a filler character too. So I never thought that Claudia was a good fit. I thought she brought the drama done. She spoke her truth and she spoke everyone else's truth. But I never thought she was like a good fit for the show.
She's like Marlo.
Well, Claudia was there. I mean, because I believe season 6, Kenya had burned a lot of bridges with the girls. And they were keeping Kenya, and then they brought Claudia, and that's why every time we saw Claudia, she was there as Kenya's friend. So for me, when I was seeing Candy and Claudia talk that time, and they were like, "Yeah, you should have came back as a friend," I was like, well, "Girl, that's pretty much what you were doing anyway. Like, you would have got a little bit more free time, and we wouldn't have had to talk about those feet."
You know what?
I
almost forgot about that.
Talk about it, Saint J. I had, and we just didn't have a punchline for it. Yeah, talk about it, Saint J.
You know what?
I had
never gotta do her like that.
I mean, it's her toe. She talked about it herself. She said that her feet were bad. She knows they're bad.
I mean, I'm starting to have flashbacks, and it's not good.
It's not.
Yeah, but like I hope they bring Claudia back.
What?
I don't think that's happening.
Claudia lives in Dallas now.
I would like to have her, but she fit. She was a good fit for the franchise. She brought the drama. Okay, they don't want to give her a peach. Give her a half of a peach. You know what I mean? Be a friend.
Well, what's a half of a peach? A friend of?
Accept it. But her
friend of,
her ego is so big, she wouldn't accept half of a peach. She wouldn't be a friend. She wouldn't accept half. She's not going to do it.
Is she in Atlanta now? Is Fox
No, she's in Dallas.
No,
she's in Dallas. Okay. I'm ready for a Housewives of Dallas.
We have a Housewives of Dallas already.
Oh, damn, I forgot.
You know, they need to bring people like Claudia
saying that she was on Dallas, actually.
She was. I watched Dallas faithfully. She is not on there. She would never fit with those.
She's not there.
She was like, Danielle, you really
Listen,
I wouldn't mind seeing Claudia on Dallas. Mix that.
She would never fit. She would. All of those women they have wealthy husbands and they are all married. She would never fit. They would eat her alive on there. She would not fit in that group. Those are some Hermes tokens.
But wait a second. Let's rewind back time to the Real Housewives of New York and Bethany on the Real Housewives of New York. She had no money.
She had nothing.
You know, she had barely anything in her bank account at the time, and she built an empire. You know,
but that was
Claudia's building her own little empire on Fox Soul.
But that was back in the day when Housewives was also just trying to come up itself, the whole franchise. Housewives has established something now where you have to come correct, and Dallas started out the gate correct. All of those women are married to wealthy ass men where they literally live the air quotations housewife dream. They're stay-at-home moms. They're spending money. They're going out to eat. They're going on trips. They're buying Birkins. They're buying each other. They are truly living what the housewives air quotation lifestyle is supposed to be.
Let me say this though, Danielle, just as a counter argument, they also are the lowest rated in ratings. So how is that working for them?
I can't answer that because I watch them faithfully. I think. Oh, so what I'm noticing, and
I do too, though. I'm not gonna lie. I watch them too.
The crazy part is they're low in ratings, but they argue and they jump in each other's face, but no one has ever thrown anything. I think one chick threw a napkin. Oh wow. They've never had any physical altercations. All the drama that we
can't fight.
Well, but here's my point. We're so quick to say black women shouldn't be fighting on TV. Black women shouldn't be doing this. But yet those black women are the highly rated because that's unfortunately what people want to see black women doing. Here, these white women are carrying themselves in a way that we're trying to say we want black women to carry ourselves, but yet they're the lowest rated. The BS is what's the highest rated.
Yeah.
So I need to make up their mind.
Listen,
no.
I agree with a lot that she said right now. I would like to have they shake things up in Dallas because they're all vanilla. We need color there. And if they're going to bring a Latina, bring other than Carrie. And yes, Tiffany added to the show. I watch it too. But again, it's like I think Housewives of Dallas, it's the only franchise that held to the prototype of what the show was supposed to be from the get-go across all of them. But
I don't want to see diversity. I don't want to see diversity.
Oh my God.
I don't like that the forced diversity thing. I don't like if it makes sense.
And that's what I'm saying.
Then it makes sense.
Let's just go.
They're like forcing
go with what Danielle said. I don't want to see diversity.
And it's not. I'm not saying it in a bad way.
I know, but it's just the way it sounds.
It's forced. Like Garcelle being on Beverly Hills was forced. Garcelle does not fit in with that group of women.
I liked Garcelle a part of Beverly Hills. I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, was Garcelle just should not be on the show.
Night and day. It was night and day when you saw Garcelle in that scene interact with her actual friends. It was completely different than when she's with the girls.
Yeah, but that's
because the girls on there are fake as AF.
But then Garcelle wasn't always with the girls too, because she always had some excuse on why she couldn't do stuff.
Well, we'll see this season. Look, can we focus on the questions at hand?
Okay, what's the next question?
Okay,
about Claudia and Nene?
Wait, say it again, St. J?
Claudia and Nene?
I can't hear you.
Hold on.
Uh-oh, technical difficulty. Yeah, so this whole, because, people are now saying, oh, why is she talking about Nene? Why is she talking about Nene? But if an interviewer asks you a question, shouldn't you answer it?
Yes.
And I like the fact that she was so candid.
I mean, you can respectfully decline too.
She's
but then we wouldn't be talking about anything tonight. We wouldn't be together tonight.
But we wouldn't be talking about her.
You just want us to talk about it. We could have been recapping New Jersey.
We did recap New Jersey. Where were you?
Yeah, but without me, it's not a regular recap. I wasn't there. Remember?
Oh, sorry, Miriam.
Oh God.
But no. But a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are criticizing Claudia for talking on this. But I like the fact that that's the thing that I liked about Claudia on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She would go there, but at the same time, I understand why they didn't want to make her a housewife, because it doesn't seem. And now I'm kind of going back and like, we didn't really get to see her personal life. We didn't really, you know what I mean? So
she didn't really have one.
Now she does. You guys are so shady.
Oh, no, that's true. Those are facts. I'm with St. J. She didn't have one.
Now she does. She's engaged. Oh no, she's not engaged. I think she has a boyfriend.
Guys, do you guys forget what production?
Wait, one at a time.
I need to repeat what he just said, please.
Her personal story on season 7 was about her feet.
Thank you.
Y'all are so shady.
Listen. Thank you. That is what the producers showed us. We all know they tape, and they pick and choose what they want to show.
And the most she gave us was crusty dinosaur-looking feet.
It was, I remember that. I do.
All right.
I remember that. I'm not disputing that. But my point is,
The comment section is crazy right now.
Nene must have told them, like, I'm not digging this girl, and they did something about it. And we saw they cater to housewives. They do when they're powerful because they have real supporters. You know, they have, like, it's a cult. Like Nene
let me just answer this comment. Nene never made 2.8 per season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know where you got your numbers from, but she never did.
I think she made the million something, but then she made a lot of money from Apprentice and from Glee and from New Normal.
Well, that's different. We're talking about just Housewives. She was not paid 2.8, almost $3 million for Housewives.
I don't think so either. I don't know. I never Googled, but I don't think it's too much.
No, you know? I've seen multiple reports from very good sources. That was definitely not it. One thing I did hear in regards to Nene's salary, that is the big reason, allegedly, why she did not come back this last season. It wasn't because they didn't want her back, but it was about she wanted a certain amount of money, and she didn't get it.
Yeah, I heard every season she wants more and more. And then the season that we're currently finishing, she wanted to negotiate that she would get paid even if she didn't appear.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, which doesn't make sense. Well, I guess in her defense,
here you go, Daniel.
Why it would make sense is because they could edit her out to where she wouldn't appear in that episode, and she's like, "Well, I was there." But if they edit, I think that's the only thing that makes sense about it. If I was there for that filming and you all edit me out, so then you don't have to pay me, then that's not fair.
No,
when did they edit her out?
No, I'm saying what if? Because if you're paid
I don't think
so. Listen, if you're paid per episode and there's an episode where you're edited out, that's not fair to you. You don't get that money, but you were there for the filming, but you were edited out.
But that was not the situation with Nene.
Yes.
It wasn't, right, but one of her
Nene wasn't showing up, guys. Nene wasn't showing up, and she was picking and choosing where she would be. She had in her mind she doesn't want to be in the same presence as other people, just like Portia is doing at the end. Like, I hope Portia, please, Portia, because, like, I like you in the show. Like, I like the rivalry, but like,
can we address some of the rumors? There are a lot of rumors going on about the cast shakeup. You look, we were part of the rumors. We were talking about a cast shakeup. You know, Andrew Cohen was asked about the cast shakeup by Wendy Williams this past week. He said he didn't really give a yes or no answer, but they are always looking to add on to these shows. In regards to these cast shakeup, we keep seeing rumors about Phaedra coming back or Sheree coming back. A lot of people want Nene to come back. I'm just going to tell you guys right now,
Nene's never.
If Nene comes back, Jesus is coming back.
Well,
there's no way for her to come back.
She
called him racist.
Well, here's the other rumor that was going around and I'm looking at Portia's profile right now. She's removed Real Housewives of Atlanta from
a few weeks ago.
They all do that.
They do that when they want to negotiate.
Yeah.
And I think it's so. I think that's so. That's not a negotiation move, y'all. We need to do better. That's not how you negotiate with executives. They're not going to respect you by playing these petty games on social media. Let me get to these super chats because this one's funny. India Anderson, thank you for the super chat, but here comes the shade. Claudia Jordan is washed up with them bad feet. She needs to worry about them corns. I love me some Nene.
Oh my God.
I can't wait. Thank you, KD, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Okay. I love the comments. Oh, y'all are a mess. But as I said, there are a lot of rumors. There people are saying, you know, Phaedra's coming back. And I see a lot of these major media outlets now reporting that. Y'all, this is not new news. This is just them regurgitating what we've already talked about.
But I thought Phaedra was going to do a show with other old housewives.
No, that's a Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, that's coming. What, May? That's coming soon.
Yeah, which is it's like the same week of the all kids special.
Okay.
But
and I won't be watching any of them because
yeah,
I just can't. I mean,
been there, done that. Enough.
Yeah,
like
I'm not here for Watch What Happens. Like, why are they doing this? I don't understand.
Phaedra, she never gave us a real due date.
Oh,
that's because she was pregnant before she was married, and she wasn't trying to own
Exactly.
I mean, that to me was legendary. I can appreciate that.
I watched
That
those
was the
videos, and I'm
moment.
like, oh my gosh, this lady is hilarious. Like,
Right?
you know,
Yeah,
he's
but-
lying. You like,
But
and
how
you're like,
much
is this the
was she
lawyer?
giving of her life? She wasn't showing anything.
I mean, she was
Phaedra
showing us
wasn't.
stuff, but it wasn't the reality.
We saw
Well,
Apollo
yeah, she
cuss
was.
in that house and scream and rage at her. She was giving something.
I thought she gave a lot. I mean, even
Apollo gave us.
well, yes.
I thought you know what I thought she just said? A bolo,
Bolo.
but then I
Yeah,
saw
I did
the combination of a bolo. Apollo, you mean?
Apollo.
We see where your mind is at, Miriam.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Phaedra come back, but I do miss the good old fashioned Phaedra shade and Phaedra reads.
Can you imagine this? Genevieve says we need a Phaedra on Speak On It.
I agree with that, but that would be very uncomfortable for Candy. I don't think she would.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she had Don Juan do it.
Yeah, no, what
Don
should
Juan.
happen is they should make peace over whatever happened and then do the Speak On It.
Well, that's kind of hard.
Really good friends. They used to be really good friends.
They were, but how do you, the way Phaedra created a whole lie like that about her so-called friend, even if it wasn't created, even if it wasn't a lie, the fact
being facetious.
It was a bit much to put it out there. If you're supposed to be my friend, you're supposed to take something like that to the grave.
Yeah.
No, there is no bridge even burned. It's ashes.
Oh.
She also like she accused Candy and Todd of calling the feds on them. Like, come on.
Oh yeah.
She went there. She went there and she really she went with the guy, like with that kid that was working with Candy to the lawyers. Like we saw, she was guiding him. She wanted Candy down. She is she's evil.
And that's
evil.
Friends don't do that to you.
Let me just take this call. See if BZ, I'm gonna bring you up. Let me just make sure. Let's make sure the audio's good. BZ, what's going on? What do you want to say about anything that we've talked about tonight so far? BZ? All right, gonna drop it, BZ. Sorry. So just to round it off, because we're already almost an hour, and look, I don't know where the time goes, but I had to do a live tonight just to update you guys on Fallon's getting a divorce. She confirmed it on her social media. Drew has a tax lien on her new home for unpaid services, and Claudia speaking on Nene, saying that Nene burned her own bridges. Not paid by anyone. Sound off. We're gonna round this out.
It's kind of like one word for the three cases: karma. You know.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Yeah. In case of Nene, not that I was wishing her ill, but like all empires rise and fall. You know, she really was an empire.
I love your sayings, Miriam.
She really listen. I know I don't have 4 degrees, but I know 4 languages. I don't have
there you have the 4 degrees. You know 4 languages?
I have 4 degrees.
You don't follow me on Instagram, but my bio there is like, I don't have 4 degrees, but I know 4 languages. Yes, I know a little more.
I love you, Miriam. You're a mess.
I am. I'm a mess. Exactly. Because I lived in 3 countries. This is why. It wasn't like fancy. I went to school to learn it. I kind of did like Arabic and English, but I was born in Brazil, so I learned Portuguese over there. My parents are Lebanese, Lebanon, Arabic, whatever. It's not about me here, but I'm telling you, Nene, she totally. I agree with everything Claudia said. I'm not saying that. I'm not here defending it. Yes, Claudia should have talked, or she should have refrained. You know what, Claudia? She wants the cloud too. They asked her a question. She's gonna answer, and here we are talking about her. She's smart. Fallon, if there were cracks in her marriage, she shouldn't have ever engaged in getting into the Housewives. And Drew, it's karma all around. It's karma. She is like she was so like fake as much as her wig, her cat wig. She was fake all around.
My thing is, if you're going to be on a reality show and you owe people, wouldn't you want to take care of all that stuff? Like between you and Ralph, y'all couldn't figure out, we owe someone $30,000. Let's make sure we take care of that.
Not if they didn't have the money.
the
point.
Oh.
Shade Assassin says this: Kenya is going to eat Drew alive next season about that tax link.
Yes.
We saw how she came for Sheree. Drew, girl, you better be ready. Chateau, Thelma, you know what? Shade
You know what? Bravo should make a show. Bravo after lockup.
Oh, ooh.
They
Marlo
have a lot of talent for that. Bravo after lockup.
We're
Oh
going
my
to start with cast Marlo first.
Yes.
Not paid
Marlo,
by
Talita.
anyone. Not paid by anyone. Is that it? Is that your last thoughts?
Yeah, Bravo after lockup. I hope
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Let me just before we St. J, I'm gonna get to you in 2 seconds. Let me just get this one. Lene, thank you so much for the super chat. They should try two sets of cast, like aunts and nieces or OGs and newbies, intermingled occasionally. I kind of like that idea, Lene. What Miriam, you're a producer. What do you think?
Yeah,
You're always producing.
Well, you know what? I feel like it can backfire because of ageism. They can go, if they go hard on calling people old, like they tried. But Cynthia and Candy, they were class acts on that when they were called aunties. Like they really made fun of that. But I feel like if it was Nene there, they would have never dared called Nene an auntie. You know what I mean? So it depends on the housewives. Yeah, but now, like
grandmother.
You know what?
Well, she is.
Yeah.
She's the grandma. And Cynthia on the way, allegedly.
Oh, you know what? We have not confirmed if Noelle is pregnant, but look, I got my spies out there. Thank you, Miriam, for calling and sharing your opinion every night. We appreciate you. I'm still deciding if I'm going to go live tomorrow night, but for those that are in the chat, 98 people in the chat, like this video if you haven't liked it already. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And also a new episode of the Kempire Radio podcast will be available tomorrow, so be sure to subscribe there. St. J, what are your final thoughts on all the stories that we talked about tonight, or just whatever you want to talk about?
Okay, boom. I've been
just not Potomac.
While Miriam was talking, I was rounding up my thoughts. Fallyn, didn't really see her enough to care about her and her marriage.
Damn.
And that rumor was already out there that they were done. So
good point.
Hopefully she can find a richer man. She's pretty. I think she'll find a richer man.
She's gorgeous. I literally had the same thought. I was like, she's just gonna find herself another rich man.
I think that Drew was trying to portray herself as a rich housewife, and that's okay, Drew. Like we know you're not really a working actress. So
damn, you're extra shady tonight, St. J. I like it though.
Yeah, because like we know you're not a top actress in Hollywood, so
she's got the top wig stylist in Hollywood.
Allegedly. Everyone of them girls in Atlanta wear wigs, and they all looked at that wig and was like, "Oh, this is cheap."
Oh
my God. She gave that cheap wig because she didn't have no money.
She needs some Kenya more.
So I believe Drew's texting. I don't see Phaedra coming back. Like, I know people want it, but I think that it's just if Candy leaves because Phaedra comes, then Phaedra serves no point in being there. Like, if that's not the resolution, then there's no point in Phaedra being there. And let's see. Shoot, there was one more thing. What was the other topic? Oh my gosh.
Claudia Jordan.
Claudia. Oh, Nene absolutely was a terror. And that's what every line producer, everyone around, that's how they describe a terror.
I mean, I believe I've heard multiple stories allegedly, not even just of Nene on the set, Nene just in real life. People have said all kinds of stuff about her, and it was way too many people not to believe them.
We saw the closet. The closet scene.
Yeah. People say this continuously. I don't think everyone is lying on Nene.
I mean, would you want to see Nene come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I think that Nene burned that bridge so bad. I don't see.
But that's not the question. I'm asking, would you want to see her back?
I would have liked to see what Nene would have been like in that house after that alleged Bolo situation.
She would have been the biggest prude.
Absolutely.
Nene is not about that life. I'm sorry. I think Nene would have been like, "What is going on with that?"
She was a stripper. What you talking about?
Yeah, but that was when she was younger.
Her with when Candy was talking about bedroom candy, Nene was like clutching her pearls.
Yep.
Yeah, she was doing that because she's jealous. Because that was like a business. Nene, most of her actions were guided
a little
by.
Bit of a prude.
Nobody
She's also a little
can
bit of a prude.
When she is a prude, like she always had everything out. Remember, like that bedroom.
That wasn't on purpose. It's not like she was trying to show them.
Oh, my final thought: bring Sheree back. I want the wedding. I want Kim Z to make a cameo at the wedding. I want Lisa Wu at the wedding. I want Phaedra making a cameo at the wedding. Bring Sheree back for the Prison Bay wedding.
First of all, I agree 100%. I've been an advocate for Sheree to come back. Prison Boo is out. I'm ready for the wedding. I'm ready for everything they said. Miriam, look at your name.
She's in Bravo after lockup. No, I'm not. I'm not. People will believe you.
Danielle, I want to hear your final thoughts on all of the hot topics that we spoke about tonight in regards to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. For those that are just joining, 99 people watching, like this video. And of course, subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss out on our live conversations. We give you an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts, even if you don't agree with me. Danielle?
Okay. So I'm going to answer your question. I think after Nene went to Hollywood and her head blew up is when we lost her. So we can get the old Nene before Hollywood. That would be the Nene I would want to see come back. But since she's gone and she has her head in the clouds, I wouldn't want to see Nene come back. I feel like everything Claudia said about Nene is fact. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of Claudia because of her mouth, but I guess she should do her job, so it's whatever. I just want her to fact check before she starts putting things out there and opening up her mouth. Drew,
you know, I know a lot of people are going to watch this. Like, what did Claudia say? Claudia, you know, right before DMX actually passed away, had put rest in power on Twitter, and it wasn't even confirmed that DMX had passed away yet, and he hadn't. He was still on life support at the time. And
even though people corrected her on Twitter, she left it up there.
She eventually deleted it, but it was up there a long time.
Yeah. As far as Drew, I believe that I believe the story. I believe it. Sorry. I just think it was very immature of her.
Well, you know, I didn't even say allegedly because I believe Radar Online found actual court documents. So
it's public record. But
yeah.
Drew said that she was selling a house to pay it off. So yeah, it's true.
But here's the big thing.
Drew confirmed it.
Drew bought the house on a contract of a first-year contract. It was for what we saw of her house. There was nothing wrong with the house she was currently in. Her children are still small enough where they haven't really grown out of anything, and if they had his toys, that means it's time to throw those away. So it was very irresponsible and immature for her to jump out there and get a new house for no reason. So sorry, not sorry, but it's kind of what you get. It's a life lesson. You live and learn. Pay it. Pay. Point blank period. Pay it. I don't care if you got to sell mixtapes out of your trunk. Go pay.
Oh my God, not mixtapes. Yes. I just want to say thank you to KD for the super chat. Thank you.
And I want to thank my supporters.
Before we go, I just want to point out, because I saw a lot of people talking about Nene allegedly going to the Zeus network with her own show. Danielle, thoughts on that? And then we'll go back around.
That show would be so whack.
Why?
Because it's been done. Like, we don't need that. Only thing Nene had, and I don't even know that the gays will be coming for Nene anymore because Nene is whack now. That's what she wanted to do. When she did the fake little mock-up of it, it was boring.
Oh, yeah.
It was boring. No, Nene, what are you going to talk about? She going to sit around and talk about Housewives like we are? That makes her look bitter. Nene needs to go get a 9-to-5, go get a call center job, go to Delta Airline down there.
What?
Go back to stripping. Maybe she needs to be a mistress.
Go back to stripping? Why you got her back on the pole?
She got bills to pay.
But wait a second. I'll say this. Shameless promo, but this is promoting my friend Fem Tarot. We did a reading for Fem Tarot. Well, we did a reading with Fem Tarot for Nene, and the future for Nene is going to be bright. It's not going to be back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but it is going to be bright because she is a talent. Let's not act like Nene isn't talented.
Talent of what, though?
Of what? Of yelling at people?
No,
Yes.
you remember the early years of Nene. Nene was fun. She was funny.
She's
Kempire,
gone.
the person that she showed us on reality TV are the characters they created for her on those Fox 5 shows.
Okay.
Think about it. I don't know if you watched Glee or if you watched.
I did.
What's the other show, Miriam?
And
A New Normal.
A New Normal. But the characters that they created for her were the same character basically she was playing herself with a different name.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You
And
know?
that's why I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong with it, but just think about it. The only people that hired her were those at Fox 5. So her connection was at Fox 5. I'm sure that bridge is burned. Because if not, she would be back on TV somewhere. But where is she? Going to Zeus? Come on now. No.
I mean, Zeus was up and coming. They had a lot of really great talent that they were bringing there. I thought they went out of business, though.
No, they haven't gone out of business. But have you seen the Zeus shows? You had the Black China show. Did you watch that? That was horrible.
Yes.
Black China needs to
watched
remove
Trying to have some faith.
and Angela needs to go get therapy.
They put the Black China show on WeTV.
Yeah, they moved it to We.
Right. So everything we watched was old. WeTV picked it up. So that part was negotiated greatly, but it was horrible.
It was.
Even the Jocelyn show that's on now, it started on Zeus and now it's on
still on?
It just started. It literally started.
Oh, a new season 2?
No. Meaning when the Black China show ended, that's when they started the Jocelyn show. So it
I remember hearing about that Jocelyn show for so long. It's just started.
It started on Zeus. Same thing with Black China. It started that same season that they showed on Zeus.
Oh, okay. Now it's coming to We.
Yes.
Oh,
And it's horrible. They need a translator to understand what the hell Jocelyn is saying at the bottom. They need a caption.
You ain't gonna come for the Puerto Rican princess. Not on my time. I'm joking.
So, yes, and then I hope Fallyn finds her next rich. And so here's one thing about the press release with Fallyn. She said 2 years of marriage, 5 years of friendship.
Yeah.
Is she trying to allude that they've known each other for 7 years, or is that 2 year of marriage part of that 5 year friendship?
That's a very good question, Danielle. I have no idea. I mean, we could reply to her story and see if she answers.
Is it true that he's going back to his ex-wife?
He probably never divorced his ex-wife.
Oh, Dan, you know what? Come on. They're married.
We don't know. Did you see the certificate?
That's public.
Where he's from, he might be able to have more than one wife.
Oh, you know what? All right. Anything else, Danielle?
Oh, I have one on the Nene Zeus thing.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go back around. Danielle, anything else? You good?
I'm good. I'm waiting for St. J.
You know what? Paid by Kenya Moore. Thoughts on Nene possibly going to Zeus?
Paid by anyone. Stop it. This is the thing. First, please don't steal my talent. Sheree's wedding is in Bravo after lockup. That's the show I'm producing.
That's your idea. If they do it, we know who said it first.
Listen, wouldn't it be amazing?
I can't wait for Jen Shaw's season.
Yeah, there you go. And they can have the crossover of the franchises, bring all the convicted felons and those who have lawsuits against them. Oh my God.
You might be onto something, Miriam, because we got Teresa, we got Joe,
we
got Erica.
We have Erica.
Plenty.
You might be onto something.
And they would talk about the hardships of being in the public eye and how it's construed and how they were. It would be amazing.
You know, Bravo people watch a lot of us that talk about them on the internet. So don't be surprised if we see something of that.
And I will thank all my supporters. I only have one subscriber to my channel. I don't put anything there. I come here.
St. J. You have more to say? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to say, the Nene we all fell in love with was the humble Nene, was the one that was self-deprecating, was the one that was friends with the white, and they would have the lap dances in the basement. And that Nene has far long gone. ever since she became the most, like when all these celebrities started saying we watch Housewives and we love Nene, this is when it became inflated, her ego, and it's her way or the highway. Um, she burned the bridge. She burnt the Andy bridge. So
I like this comment. Alicia says, "I love Nene and Kenya when they were having fun." I agree.
yeah,
I
I agree.
agree.
I miss those days.
Shane Sass says season 1 through 5, Nene was the best. Agreed.
That shaky moment when Nene walked into Kenya's hotel apartment.
Yes.
Oh, and it's replayed.
A white refrigerator.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Okay, St. J. We're gonna wrap this up. St. J, final words.
Nene to me only works well in an ensemble cast. I don't see. I'm of the agreement with when Wendy Williams said no one wants to watch like Nene and like the two boys and the big mamas and the grandkids and Greg. Like it doesn't sound appetizing. So I don't know if Nene's like if she's trying to like sell like the Lanithia Lounge, just like I don't know, Vanderpump Rules on Zeus. Maybe if the show is about Nene but she's not the star, maybe. But Nene, if she's
the
not
manager,
and if she's not in some form of group dynamic with the other women, I don't really think that it's going to be the Nene that people want to watch.
I think she might do a spin-off like Vanderpump Rules, but she does her own. Like she opens a lounge and she's the boss there, and because that
would have been a really great idea. The other thing that I think Nene would have been great in, not her own talk show, but an ensemble talk show. I think she would have been great maybe on The Real or something like that.
Great on Fashion Police.
If you revamp the entire Real, host, because the ones that are there I don't love.
Fashion Police, she was great there.
Yeah. So everyone, thank you, Danielle. Thank you, paid by Kenya Moore. Thank you, St. J.
I'm gonna grab my hair care mask.
See? Oh yeah.
Kenya, I need to be your ambassador.
I can't. Thank you so much, Miriam. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Kempire Live here, where we were talking about some of your favorite hot topics, of course, reality TV. A lot of things are going on in Atlanta. We will be following all of it. If you have a hot tip about Atlanta and you can confirm that hot tip, be sure to slip in my DMs. Follow me on The Kempire on TikTok, IG, Twitter, everywhere. Be sure, if you haven't liked this video already, all 93 people, like this video. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. A new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, will be out tomorrow. And for those that are watching this video afterwards, share your thoughts on everything that we discussed tonight. If you disagree with us, that's okay. If you agree with us, that's okay too. If there's a specific panelist you want to address, do that too. I appreciate everyone being here. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you hopefully not till tomorrow. No breaking news. Everyone just go to sleep.